Hello, good afternoon. How y'all doing? I don't know why this thing got me zoomed in so close. I'm just waiting for a few more people to um, come in before I actually start my topic. But on that note, I want to thank you all for stopping by to dine in and rock out with your girl, Lady Mocha, here at Cafe de Paris. I know some of y'all have been getting a lot of notifications from me. Yesterday I was supposed to live stream, and I think day before I was having some technical issues, so I apologize for everybody who did tune in and I didn't show up. I had some technical issues that I had to work on, but nevertheless, I am here. So I want to thank all of you for stopping in and dining in with me here at Cafe de Paris. All is well. I hope y'all Saturday is going well for y'all. I got a couple of topics that I wanted to do right quick this Saturday. All of y'all should know me by now. I am Lady Mocha. I am your diva in knowledge. You know, here at Cafe de Paris, I'm always serving you the best wisdom, the best knowledge, and in some cases, I even share some of the best entertainment with you guys as well. So I want to thank all of you for stopping by, deciding to rock out with me and hang out with your girl today here at Cafe de Paris. Well, there's a couple of things that has been going on, and I thought it was very imperative that I shared one of these most recent current events. I don't know how many y'all out there keep up with some of these things that be going on in entertainment news. I'm not really a big person on celebrities or entertainment news, but in some cases, such as this story that I'm getting ready to produce with you guys, I felt it was very imperative that I shared this topic with y'all. Well, if y'all don't already know by now, this has been going on within the entertainment industry for quite some time. There is a gentleman by the name of Jeremy Meeks, okay? If y'all have not heard about it, you get a chance, go on Google, check out you could go on you could Google his name, Jeremy Meeks, or you can go on YouTube. I'm gonna try to throw you guys a couple of links so you can look into the story yourself and basically see about this topic that I'm getting ready to share with you guys. But anyway, there's this gentleman by the name of Jeremy Meeks. He's 36 years old. He was a felon that basically turned famous overnight. Okay, so basically the deal with this particular guy is he's been in and out the prison system for quite some time, for years. You know, he's been one of those guys that's always been in and out the criminal justice system. His rap sheet is as long as from here to Afghanistan. That's how much encounters this dude has had with the law. And on top of that, unfortunately, what happened was basically he got real lucky. Mr. Meeks hit lotto, okay? In the process of his incarceration, his mugshot went viral. Okay, his mugshot went viral, and it got him a lot of exposure. And when I said this dude's mugshot got him so much attention, it was so many desperate ass, lonely ass females out here who was drooling over this guy's mugshot photo. Okay. And granted, he is a handsome guy. The problem is he's a convict. He's a felon, okay? But as we all know, with these desperate females out here, that doesn't seem to make a difference these days. As long as a man looks good and he's packing, they can care less if he got a criminal record that's longer than all the President Trump's screw ups, okay? They really don't care these days. Good afternoon. Thank you for stopping by. Wake the hell up. And Mr. Madman, all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, thank you guys for stopping by to hang out with your girl here on Saturday. I know it's the weekend. Everybody got stuff to do, so I'm going to try not to hold everybody for a long time if I can help it. But basically that is what's on today's menu. Basically, this guy had got some instant fame. He basically he got on the come up he got on the come up really quick. And now the problem is, in the midst of him coming up, the problem with that is this guy was already married. He had a woman holding him down for 8 years, okay? The woman who has been married to this gentleman, she goes by the name of Melissa Meeks. And basically, that's his wife. She was the one that was waiting on him all of these years while he was incarcerated. This guy has a lot he has a strong criminal history of all type of things, down from violent. He had a lot of violent encounters. He's even had from what I can see on his criminal record, he's had child endangerment, you name it. He has a little bit of everything. This guy has a long, extensive criminal history. So to give y'all a quick brief scenario on this whole situation, because again, I understand everybody does not keep up with entertainment, doesn't keep up with the entertainment world. Everybody doesn't keep up with the media. So to give y'all a quick synopsis on this guy and his situation, that way y'all all can kind of get a clear understanding on what's going on. And yeah, matter of fact, let me send y'all this link right quick to this gentleman that I'm telling y'all about, so y'all can look into this story while I'm sharing it with y'all. Just one moment. Let me get this ready for y'all. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, I'm getting ready to send you. I'm getting ready to throw the link on there now, so y'all can look into this story. That way y'all can have an idea as to what I'm talking about. I'm getting ready to share it now with y'all. Now, the first link that I'm getting ready to throw all of you, this link is the interview with Jeremy Meek's wife. Okay? So I'm going to send you that one first. Stick all these pop-ups on my computer. Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to copy and paste. Okay. So the link I just posted, that is the interview with Jeremy Meeks. That's the actually that's with Jeremy Meeks' wife. Basically she gave an interview on the situation, and basically we have another Kevin Federline situation, y'all. We have another Kevin Federline Britney Spears situation, okay? So I'm gonna also throw you guys see if I could throw you guys the other link. So let me see if I could give y'all this one too. Let me see. So basically, if y'all put his name, Jeremy Meeks, in your search screen, in your search bar in YouTube, you're going to get a lot of stories on this guy. Okay, you're going to get a lot of stories on him. Okay, let me post this last link right quick. Okay. All right, there you go. Okay, so I just posted 2 different links pertaining to this situation, okay? So when y'all get a chance, if you want to go ahead and look at it now and just come back, that's fine. I want y'all to have an idea as to what's going on. Basically, just to give y'all a quick rundown on this guy, Meeks, he was born in California on February 7, 1984, and he back in 2002, Meeks was charged with robbery and corporal injury to a child. Meeks had violently assaulted a 16-year-old boy. After making a plea deal, he was sentenced to serve 2 years in California prison. During this time, he had admitted that he was a member of the North Side Gangster Crips, okay? So we have a felon who also has a history of being in a gang. He also has a history of, hurting children. He assaulted a 16-year-old boy, and he also has had issues with robbery. He's had way more issues than that. Thank you for stopping by, T193U. Thank you for stopping in. Basically, while still in prison and serving a 27-month sentence, Meeks, dubbed hot felon by the media, signed a modeling contract with Right Cross Management. Also, while in prison, he signed with Hollywood talent agent Gino Rodriguez. Now, you talking about hitting the lotto. This guy here, Mr. Meeks, this felon who went viral. Basically, what happened was he got lucky. He hit lotto in a sense. His mugshot went viral, and a lot of women saw his mugshot and they just went ham. A lot of these women, they just lost it. They was drooling all over this felon's his mugshot. They didn't care nothing about what he'd been in prison for. They didn't care about how long he'd been in prison. I mean, a lot of these women was going crazy over this guy's mugshot. Who does that, okay? But basically, that is how this felon got noticed, okay? That is how this fine felon got discovered. His mugshot, okay? It went viral. And basically what happened was when it went viral, a lot of modeling agencies, they also discovered his mugshot as well. So let alone not worrying about his criminal history, not worrying about his charges, these modeling agencies gave him a contract to sign while he was incarcerated. So before he even got out of jail, he was already promised some modeling gigs, some modeling career. So basically he got lucky, all right? He got really lucky, okay? So the add insult to injury, all right? On top of him being lucky, being blessed with these opportunities of getting all of these modeling contracts, his wife of 8 years, who has stood by him through him going in and out of jail, through him constantly being in trouble with the system, all right, she waited for him to get out of jail. Now, mind you, she has 2 sons from a previous relationship, and they have 1 son together, okay? So she, being a supportive wife that she is, she was happy for him. She was happy that her felon husband was getting blessed with all of these opportunities to become a model, and I guess from her standpoint as a wife, she was happy that there was a positive opportunity that was coming his way, so he wouldn't have to resort to going back to that criminal lifestyle, getting in trouble, being in the gangs. So I'm sure the wife was thrilled, like, finally, okay, God is opening the door for him where he could straighten up, fly right. He don't have to be robbing. He don't have to be stealing. He don't have to be in no gangs. He can be signed or put on to become a model. Now he's going to make money where we can travel with him. He can pay for the kids' college tuition when they get older. As a wife, if you are a real wife and you see your husband do well, that is the biggest accomplishment. For a wife to see that her husband is getting blessed with so many opportunities, okay? And to find out that after you set up here for 9 years, waiting on this man to get out of prison because he is your husband and he is the father of your child, he lets you know that he doesn't want to be with you because he done met some billionaire basic broad out there among, the Hollywood world, basically. And this is what happens, y'all, when people who come from nothing walk into something and they walk into a blessing and they get on that come up, people start smelling themselves. They forget where the hell they come from, okay? So once this opportunity had presented itself, not only that, he has this billionaire broad who's a heiress of this gentleman. I got to get this guy's name right quick, y'all. Jeremy Meeks basically left his wife. He's actually divorced his wife for a woman by the name of Chloe Green, okay? So he basically left his wife of 9 years who stood by his convict ass, who stood by putting money on the nigga books. She stood by all the jail visitations. She was the one who loaded all those minutes on the PayPal phone so he can call her. She the one who wrote letters. She the one put money on his books. Do y'all know how expensive it is taking care of somebody in jail? Not that I know, because I never did it. But I've heard a lot of women complain how expensive it is taking care of these men that's in jail. You know what I'm saying? And, as much as we might want to knock her and say, well, that's stupid of her, taking care of this convict, taking care of this gangbanger. But at the end of the day, that was her husband. She was supporting him. This just wasn't her baby daddy. This just wasn't some dude she met off the Instagram. This was her husband. Okay, and apparently she accepted him for the convict that he was, all right? And she was willing to stand by him, okay? And despite all the dedication, supporting him while he was incarcerated, all the money she been putting on the books, all of bus rides to the prison, none of that kind of for anything. Because as soon as this guy was given an opportunity, he basically bailed on her. And that was dirty. And it disturbs me, but there's a lot of men who do stuff like that. They don't mind being with a certain woman when they struggling. But when they get on the come up, all of a sudden they too good to have a certain female on their arms. They too good for that. Now they get up there and they climb the ladder. Now they want somebody who's on a certain level of a scale. Let me see what's going on. There's some technical difficulties. See what's going on. Okay. You see what's going on? I'm not sure why it's fizzing out like this. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, seems like the camera was fogging up or freezing up or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on or whatever. But hello, good afternoon. Thank you for coming in. Basically, for all of y'all that are just tuning in and dining in with me here at Cafe de Paris, thank you all for coming in and stopping by to hang out. Just to put y'all on with today's topic, basically, there's a gentleman by the name of Jeremy Meeks. If y'all didn't already hear about him, you can Google him up, or you can go on YouTube. Just type in Jeremy Meeks, convict turned model, or Jeremy Meeks, ex-felon model. However, he's basically Jeremy Meeks was a convict, a felon who had a mugshot that went viral. His mugshot went viral, and basically he had got a lot of exposure off of that mugshot photo. Women was going crazy over this dude, like he was a star, like he was a celebrity, because he's light-skinned, got green eyes, and granted, he's a nice-looking guy, but the whole problem is the dude is a convict, okay? And it just goes to show you guys, and it just goes to show you ladies how delusional a lot of women are. As long as a man looks good and he's packing, they are willing to overlook all of a man's flaws as long as he has those two attributes going for him. And it's really sad because in the midst of that, there's this billionaire heiress by the name of Chloe Green who spotted his mugshot picture, and she said, you know what? I'm going to cop him. I'm going to cop that dude. Knowing he was married, knowing he was a convict. And this just goes to show y'all, money does not buy intelligence. Money does not buy common sense. Because in spite of her being a billionaire, out of all of these men that she could have picked up, out of all of these men that she could have had a future or built something with, she decides to go for a convict, okay? So billionaires don't always have common sense, all right? You got plenty of money in the bank, but if you ain't got the brains to go with it, then what good is it having all of these millions and billions, okay? So basically, this man was married. He has been married for 9 years. This woman waited on him, okay? A white woman, all right? So, this just goes to show you, ladies, it don't matter what color you are. You could be a black woman or white woman. When a man wants to use you, or a man feels like he no longer has a purpose in his life for you, he's going to bail out on your ass. It's as simple as that. And that is what this man did, okay? So basically, all of these years when his wife stood by him and supported him while he was in and out of the correctional institution, soon as he gets a deal, and instead of taking that break to make things better for the woman who stood by him all these years, to build a better future for the son that him and her had together, he decides to let this basic broad, who's not even all that cute, who's not even all that pretty, all she has is money. She doesn't look that good. I guarantee you, if that broad take away the billions from her and stick her behind the register at Walmart, I guarantee you he would not be interested in her. He would have not been interested in her whatsoever. And basically the sad part is this dude still has a convict mentality. And basically, like most convicts are constantly hustling. They are always looking for a new scheme. They're always looking for a new plot. And even though this man is no longer in prison, I strongly don't believe that that prison mentality has left him. I don't think that prison mentality has left him. Because for a woman with all this money to approach him and for him to leave his wife to go be with her, that's already a red flag that this dude still has a convict mentality. Okay, he is still trying to be on the come up. Okay, he still has that hustling mentality going. It's all about getting by, getting over, getting whatever he can, in order to get to the next level. You have to realize this dude is a convict. That's how most convicts think. Convicts has a hustling mentality. And that's basically what I believe he's doing with this whole situation. He got with this billionaire woman for the fact that this is a new hustle. And he was willing to leave his wife, leave his family to be with this woman. And basically this is another Kevin Federline and Britney Spears situation. For all of y'all who did not see my last live chat where I talked about this pop singer Britney Spears and her ex-husband Kevin Federline. For some of y'all who don't keep up with the white folks news, Britney Spears is a pop singer, okay? She hasn't been on the scene in almost 8-9 years, okay? And basically when she was hot and she was popping, she got with this guy by the name of Kevin Federline, all right? Kevin Federline was basically a nobody. He was one of her backup dancers, okay? The same situation with this guy, Jeremy Meeks, who already had a wife. So happened, Kevin Federline was already in a relationship as well. Now, the only difference is Jeremy Meeks in this case is married. Kevin Federline was not married, but he was in a relationship at the time with the actress Shar Jackson. For y'all who don't know who Shar Jackson is, if you ever remember the show back in the early 2000s called Moesha with Brandy. Brandy had a friend named Niecy. That is who Shar Jackson is. Britney Spears' ex-husband was in a relationship with Shar Jackson at the time him and Britney Spears started messing around. And as y'all know, when you work for these stars, you become close to them. So by Federline being a backup dancer for Britney Spears, they was hanging out, going to Starbucks together, shopping together, because when you work around these people, you're around them all the time. So slowly but surely, him and Britney started messing around. And he put the same thing that Jeremy Meeks did in this case. He put the same crap. He told Shar Jackson, he lied to his girlfriend at the time and told her, well, I'm just working with Britney. I'm just going on the road trying to make some money for us. And Shar, being a supportive woman as she was, because a lot of men don't think black women are supportive, and that is not true. She was a black woman trying to hold it down for her man. And he did what this dude did. He ditched her. The majority of these guys who come from nothing, when they get an opportunity and there's a woman who wants them and it's a woman with money that wants them, they will ditch the woman who's been in their corner the whole time. It's not just some shady ass women out here. You got some shady ass guys who will walk away, leave their wives, leave their baby mamas, leave good women. I'm not talking about trashy women or low budget women. I'm talking about women who stood by them when they had nothing, stood by them when they were nobodies, and as soon as the opportunity presented themselves, they ditched their wife, they ditched their chick and said, hell, I'm out, the money over here, I'm gone. And that's basically what's going on with Jeremy Meeks. He's pulling the Kevin Federline. He ditched his wife because this basic billionaire broad came flashing dollars in his face, and now he no longer has any purpose of wanting to be in a relationship with his wife. Thanks, Chad Johnson. I appreciate the compliment. What's up, David? Not all my life. Yeah, Chad. Yeah, absolutely. And basically, this guy has took cockiness to a whole level, on a whole nother level, okay? This man, Jeremy Meeks, this felon, now turned model, okay? Basically, he has went from the penthouse to the penthouse. He went from wearing suits in front of the damn judge and DA. Now he's wearing suits on the red carpet. Okay? He went from eating 3 hots and a cots to now he's dining out at the most expensive, top-notch cuisine restaurants. Okay? So you can only imagine, the toll this is taking on his wife. To see that all these years when you have stood by a man and supported him and been in his corner, and he ditches you for someone else. But this goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that see, when you get in a relationship, anybody can talk a good game. Anybody can sit up there and say, "Ooh, baby, I love you for being such a good woman, standing by me, supporting me." Women do the same thing. They act like they love their husband. They're so crazy about their husband. They're so crazy about their man. But as soon as the next man comes along and he's the highest bidder, they would ditch the man who's been good to them, or to compromise that to be with somebody who has a dollar. Okay? And that is basically just what this did do. When you say Chad Johnson, I need you to reiterate on that for me a little bit more about Steve Harvey. I think I understand your question, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. So just kind of rephrase that for me so I can understand exactly what you're asking me. But so basically, y'all, Jeremy Meeks, this felon who is now has become the supermodel, y'all. He done ditched his wife. If you go to her interview, I posted the link earlier. If you go to her interview, where she discusses how she found out about the affair, and unfortunately, she found out in the worst way. She found out that her husband was dealing with somebody through their own son. Their son saw it I think he saw it on TV, or I'm not sure if he saw it on a blog, but her son was the one who brought it to her attention. And the bad part about it is, for all of y'all who don't know, now she's pregnant. He actually got this broad pregnant. The ink ain't even been dry on their divorce papers, and already he's gotten this billionaire broad pregnant. Okay? So he done already made his dick deposit. He already made his dick deposit, y'all. He's already made his deposit. Now he's going to become the father of this Harris child, okay? So could y'all only imagine how his wife is feeling right now? I would be beyond ecstatic. Oh, she is a strong woman. But then again, you never realize how strong you are until you get in the situation, and you have to be strong. And it's really, really sad that this woman who stood by him, she's having his relationship is constantly being rubbed in her face. Can you imagine standing in the line in the grocery store and a magazine cover got your ex-husband with this new broad? Every time you turn on TV, you seeing this woman with your husband. Every time you open a magazine, you seeing this woman with your husband. Every time you go on Instagram, you seeing this woman with your husband. You going on Facebook, you seeing this woman with your husband. When you trying to forget about it, you don't want to talk about it, somebody blowing up your phone and calling you, "Girl, I seen your husband, blah, blah, blah." I mean, I could imagine how much this is taunting her, okay? And basically, like I said, that's why I tell people, do not be one-sided. Do not be one-sided. It's not just men who getting played, not just good men who get played. You have good women that get played too. This was a woman, like I said, who stood by him and supported him. And regardless, people can be judgmental and they can knock her and say, well, what was she doing with that convict? She had no business with that convict. The point of the matter was, the man was her husband. Regardless of, his past, regardless of, his history, she sincerely loved him. And she accepted him for who he was. But as soon as he got on his feet, instead of taking her along with him so they both could enjoy the fruits of his success, he ditched her and he left her for a whole nother woman, all because this woman have billions. Okay, so basically, like I said, this is just one of those things, y'all. Relationships are constantly being tested. You will find out if your man or if your woman is really for you in the long run. Everybody can talk a good game and say, I love you, you my husband, you my wife, I'm going to always have your back. Everybody can talk a good game. But when it boils down to it, it's going to be real situations that's going to expose people for who they truly, truly are. And that is what happened. Evidently, this guy did not love her. Her husband did not love her. And I'm sure when he was in jail, when he was down and out, he didn't have nothing. I'm sure he probably was telling her, or making all kind of promises to her. When I get out, I'm going to do better. When I get out, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of my boys. And she probably was waiting on that. She had her heart set on that, okay? And when you sit here and wait all these years for a man to get out so he can better himself, and you hoping he rewards you for all the times that you stood by him and you supported him, he ditches you, okay? And it's basically a slap in the face, y'all. So, like I said, the new problem with this whole situation is now he's actually he has gotten this woman pregnant. He's going to be a father again with this new woman. So I could only imagine the torture that his wife is going through, and then you got to keep in mind they got kids. And then I'm sure her friends are seeing this. Her family is seeing this. So I could imagine how humiliated she's feeling with this whole situation right now, So my heart definitely goes out to her. But this is what happens too. This is another reason why I brought this story up to y'all. For everybody who's just dining in, who don't know what I'm talking about, we have another Kevin Federline situation. We have a new pimp in the building. Yes, we do. He goes by the name of Jeremy Meeks. He's basically a convicted felon who was a member of the Crips. And when his mugshot went viral, all of these desperate, thirsty ass females was drooling over his picture so much that it caught the attention of a modeling agency, okay? So while he was in prison, he had model agencies reaching out to him, wanting to sign him. You're talking about hitting lotto, okay? So he got really lucky. His mugshot went viral, gave him a lot of exposure. He got out of prison. He signed these contracts with these modeling agencies, and instead of standing by his white wife, his woman that's been dedicated to him for 9 years, he left his wife to go be with this billionaire broad who he met. I'm sure he met her when he was doing his modeling gigs. He was doing his modeling shows, because when you're modeling, you're constantly traveling. You're constantly meeting people. You're constantly around the stars. So basically, he ended up meeting this billionaire heiress by the name of Chloe Green. Her father is I'm trying to remember the name of the company. The woman he's seeing that her father owns. I think it's called Top Shop, or Shop Top. I'm trying to find out what that is. Make sure I give y'all this information. If y'all don't know much about him, he goes by the name of Jeremy Meeks. Some of this information I actually got from off of Wikipedia. He's currently signed right now with the modeling agency by the name of White Cross Management or whatever. So I just posted the link just now to his wife's interview. And basically, in that interview, she's going to talk about how the situation with Jeremy Meeks, her husband, who left her to be with this billionaire Harris by the name of Chloe Green, okay? And you can just tell his wife is really devastated, okay? Because he just took off and left He didn't really prepare her. She thought when he had got this modeling gig, he was going to do well in this new opportunity that was given to him. So basically they can do better, because she struggled with him. I could only imagine, with him being in prison all of these years, I could only imagine how much his wife struggled. So when you finally hear an opportunity like this being presented to your husband, you thinking, okay, wow, finally we're going to grow, we're going to get somewhere. Yeah, his ex-wife name is Melissa Meeks. The woman that he's currently with now, Chloe Green, that's the billionaire heiress that Jeremy Meeks left his wife for. She's 27 years old, by the way, and Jeremy Meeks is 34, so there is an age difference. She is the daughter of Top Shop tycoon Sir Philip Green. So Jeremy Meeks is definitely in the money. He's in the money right now. He's a hot felon, former gang member, and criminal who's been a constant presence at Chloe's side since last summer. So basically he's been everywhere with this woman since he got out of prison and since he left his wife. He's been all over town with this new billionaire broad, John. And they are expecting a child together. Not only he left his wife, now he's expecting a baby. With this new woman. I don't even think they've been together a good 2 years, and already he's got her pregnant. Let me see. Let me see what else. And the wife, when he did get out of prison, she started noticing that Jeremy, her husband at the time, kept following Chloe's Green Instagram account. So the wife was already kind of suspicious that he was possibly seeing her or dealing with her, because she noticed that Jeremy Meeks' wife at the time, Melissa, noticed that he kept following this blog's Instagram. So she asked her about him. She asked him about the girl, and he lied and told her that that was his manager's business partner. And sure enough, what's done in the dark comes out in the light, because all of these pictures went floating around town. Y'all probably can't even see because this light is all messed up. But basically, this is him and a woman or whatever. The light is so bright, y'all not gonna be able to really see it that well. But yeah, he tried to lie about it. He was trying to play the field, and basically, he got caught. He got caught in a lie, which this just goes to show you. Even with all of that, he's still a convict. He's uneducated. He's not smart. What did he think? Being around his billionaire broad, it wasn't going to come to his wife's attention? That just goes to show you he was not a smart convict, because he's hanging around this woman constantly and thinking it's not going to get back to his wife. What was he thinking? Let me see. His second was a Dawson's travel. And they denied that. Steve Evans, that he did not know where his husband was coming from in his car. Second wife stayed with Harvey. Then they had nothing. Chad Johnson, I tell you, and I don't want to sound sexist, but and I don't want to offend anyone, but it just goes to show you that you have a lot of brothers out here with this color complex, and you got some women too. You got a lot of people that are color struck. They're color struck, and they don't mind being with a certain color woman as long as they're on a certain level. Like, it's okay to be with a dark-skinned sister if I'm kind of struggling, going from job to job, paycheck to paycheck. Like you stated with Steve Harvey. His second wife was dark-skinned, and at that time he was struggling. They were sleeping in cars. He didn't have none of the luxury he had now. But as soon as he got on the come up and he started doing well with his movies, with his books, he goes and get his light-skinned princess, and he puts her on. And it's sad, but you have a lot of people that are still so damn color-struck, that are still, some people got this attitude, you have to have the complexion for the connection. They have this certain type who they can only be with on a certain level. I don't mind being with a dark skin or brown skin sister or whatever, as long as I'm kind of struggling from paycheck to paycheck. But once I get out there in the Hollywood world, and I start getting all of these endorsements, and I start getting all of this exposure, if she ain't light or white, then she ain't right. I mean, if she too dark, then there's no spark. It's sad, but you have a lot of people, a lot of brothers, they get up there, they get on that scale, they get up there, in our Hollywood bracket, they too good for a dark-skinned sister. And then you have some women the same way, like Jennifer Hudson, she was all right, being with Punk at the time when she wasn't that big and up there. He was just this little reality show contestant, and her and his name is David Ortongo. I think that's, if I'm not pronouncing his name right, I'm not sure. But basically, it was all right for her to be with him, when she was still like a C minus celebrity. And once she started getting up there and doing well with her album sales, then she started losing all of that weight. She didn't mind being with him and loving him and being dedicated to him when she was overweight and she was kind of on the fluffy side. She was all right. She didn't mind really being with him. But when she lost her weight and she started doing really well with her album sales, all of a sudden she just wasn't too good for him. She didn't want to be with him no more. You have to be careful, y'all. Be careful of who you allow to be with you on your struggle. Because sometimes when people get up there, they forget about where the hell they come from. And then after a while, they think they too good for you. You have people who you will take on and you will put them on in your success and help them to get to where they are. And as soon as they finally reach that level in life where they have arrived, they will leave you at the wayside. And it's very sad. And you have to pay attention to stuff like that. You really do. Basically, as far as this thing with Jeremy Meeks, I don't know about you guys and y'all and ladies. I would like y'all opinion on this. What do y'all think the odds are of this Jeremy Meeks, individual and Chloe Green staying together? Because I don't see him being with her for the rest of his life. I just don't see that. And the reason why I don't see it is because at the end of the day, this man is still a convict, okay? This man is still a convict. You cannot change a person's mentality. I don't care how much you give somebody, you buy somebody. If their mindset has not changed, you are still going to have the same person. I don't care what you give them. It's like taking a crackhead off the street who has not got any real rehabilitation, who has not received any real drug counseling or drug therapy. You get this crackhead, you take him to the bar, you take him to the barbershop, get him all shaved up, get him all cleaned up, put him on a brand new Armani suit, buy him some Armani shoes, get him $100,000 Rolex watch, buy him a Rolls Royce. Guess what? He's still going to be a crackhead. He's just going to be a crackhead with a Rolls Royce, Armani suit, Armani shoes, and a $100 Rolex watch. Underneath all of that, it's still going to be a crackhead. You cannot change somebody's psyche. And that's going to be the problem that this billionaire broad does not understand. And the reason why I know she doesn't understand it is because she's not from the hood. She knows nothing about the hood. She knows nothing about hood Negroes. She's the typical billionaire valley girl airhead, okay? She does not know what type of man she's really dealing with, okay? She doesn't know because she's not from that world. And what she's doing, like most women do, women with money, let me tell y'all something. Women with money think they could build bums, okay? Like I told y'all before. I know y'all heard of that store. Every mall had the store called Build-A-Bear. You take your kids in the store and you buy a bear and you fix up the bear. You give the bear clothes. You put the bear shoes on. You can make the bear any way you want the bear to be. And that is what's going on with these women. I got money. They are doing what's called build a bum. They think because they have money, they could take these men as projects and build them into what they want them to be. I told y'all guys this on my last video. Women with money think they can make these guys their projects. Jennifer Lopez has done it, okay? with all these millions she got, she done picked up all of these guys trying to make them projects, and it was an epic fail. Phaedra from Atlanta Housewives did it. She picked up Apollo. He too, just like this guy here, Jeremy Meeks, was also a convict. Okay? And Phaedra thought because Apollo was good looking, light skinned, he was going to give her pretty babies with pretty hair, and even though Apollo did look good in that suit, and even though Apollo did look good in those expensive ass Armani shoes that I know Phaedra has them paid for, even though he looked good and all of that, guess what? She could not change the man inside of him. He was still a convict. And that is what this Chloe Green, Miss Green, is going to find out, sweetheart. You're going to find out, even with all your billions, you're not going to be able to change him for the individual that he is. Money does not change people, okay? And women with money, they swear they can make a man a project and build them and fix them, and they make these men like a fixer-upper. These women are always trying to fix and change somebody and only end up getting disappointed, You cannot change a person's mentality. He filed for legal separation, and she was serving papers on July 11th. Before he even signed the paper, she kept asking her if he was dealing. She kept asking him if he was dealing with this woman, and he kept lying and denying it, saying he wasn't sleeping with her. Let me see. Yeah, I went upstairs for a shower. He came out of the shower. I guess he ended up admitting in pieces. The more serious he was getting involved with the woman, I guess that's when he started kind of and fessing up slowly but surely. Of course, his wife said she was distraught. She tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't communicate with her. He'll pick up and drop the kids. Now, he's still involved in the kids' life, but he does not communicate with her at all. And I'm sure all of that is out of guilt. He's being a coward. He's being a punk. He don't want to talk to her because he don't feel like explaining to her, nothing. He already pretty much made it up in his mind. He's going to be with this billionaire abroad. So at this point, he's just gone in the wind. Let's see. But basically, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that he's only with this woman for the money. That's what it boils down to. Because you got to remember, he's a convict. And one thing about convicts are manipulative. And this Valley girl does not know that. Because again, she's not from the hood. She's not from that world. So she really does not get it. She does not get the fact that this guy is a convict. Most convicts are manipulative. Most convicts are smooth talkers, okay? And I also heard, I don't know, but I heard convicts are good in bed. He probably got some really good pipe. He's probably doing all kind of tricks that she never even experienced because she don't even look all that good. She looks very basic. She looks very average. So to her, he's probably the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? So she just, one thing about being in the world around money. Being in the world around money, a lot of people think that billionaires or people with money got it easy. And in most cases they do, but in a lot of cases they don't have it easy. And the reason I state that is for her to have to resort to go and pick up a convict, that's already telling me somewhere she lacks self-esteem. Somewhere she's she doesn't feel that worthy. Because if you are the daughter of a billionaire, which makes you a heiress, for you to have to resort to that must be means none of the other men within your circle are interested in you. And the reason why it probably was harder for her to pull another billionaire guy, because she's not on a billionaire man's level as far as looks wise, okay? In the eyes of Jeremy Meeks, she has a lot But to other billionaires that are around her, they're probably looking at her as a typical project chick, as far as within that billionaire bracket. So like I said, so to Jeremy Meeks, it looks like she has a lot, and it is a lot coming from his world, but she was not able to latch any men in her world on her bracket because they're not interested in her. So believe it or not, there's a lot of billionaires that are not interested in other billionaires. There are millionaires that are not interested in other millionaires. And that's why some of these millionaires and billionaires end up having to lower their standards to be loved by picking up somebody who don't have much. Because guys on a level or women on a level, you can't come to them with nothing because they got just as much as you have. So if they're not really interested in you for you, then you're just going to be asked out and you're going to have to lower your standard. And I truly believe that is how she was able to connect with Jeremy Meeks. Hey, Dragon One, thank you for stopping by, for rocking out with me today. Yeah, I'm talking about this ex-convict named Jeremy Meeks, who became a millionaire. Well, I'm saying millionaire. I mean, he became a model based on his mugshot. And he had been married for 9 years. And he basically left his wife once he got out there and started making some money within the modeling agency. He basically left his wife to go be with this plain Jane billionaire broad, okay? So, that's basically what's going on. Never get a divorce. Oh goodness, that Dragon One, he is one of my regular subscribers, y'all. Me and him, we just always be messing with each other. I'm always getting on him about paying me child support and all of that. So he's just one of my dudes. He's just he's always been one of my subscribers that's always rocked with me from day one. So y'all gonna see us picking on each other a lot. Yeah, the mixed convict. The mixed convict. Yes, honey. He's gotten a billionaire pregnant. For all of y'all who don't know, who have slipped on the news, he has gotten her pregnant. He's gotten her pregnant. Okay, he made that dick deposit. He done made the dick deposit, honey. So he's in there. Okay, so you can only imagine what his wife is going through, even though right now they are currently divorced. It's just steady spiraling out of control. And I really don't see these two being together for a lifetime. I don't see it. I believe he is in it for the money. I don't think his intentions are true. I really doubt his intentions are true. I really don't think he has any feelings for this girl. I think he's filling the bank account. You got to remember, he's a convict. Most convicts are hustlers, okay? He's with this woman to hustle her. But let me tell all of y'all something. This is another thing I want to bring up. When it comes to millionaires, when it comes to people who have money, I'm going to tell all of y'all this. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you're dealing with somebody who has money, keep in mind, millionaires are funny with their money, okay? Don't think for a second that people who have money are not watching you and they're not making sure that they make sure that you don't have full access to their money, okay? My old job that I was working at, I used to do security. I was a security officer for a retirement facility, a retirement community for millionaires, okay? Basically, a lot of these millionaires where I worked at was in their 60s, 70s. A lot of them had retired. And a lot of them out there had crazy loot. One of them, to give y'all an idea of what type of millionaires I'm talking about, one of them, he was a pilot, a retired pilot. Another was like she owned the Burlington Coat Factory, and her husband died and he passed away, and her name was Miss Berlin, and her husband actually owned all of Burlington Coat Factories. And even though her husband alone going and deceased, they're still profiting off of that to this day. So I was around a lot of millionaires, okay? I used to have to work, I worked under them. So I got to see up close and personal how people with money really act. And I tell y'all, people with money is funny. If you think you're going to walk up on a millionaire and pimp them and smooth talk them and get their money and they don't, and they just like leave themselves vulnerable to you, you are sadly mistaken. People who have money, they will not let you get over them for nothing in the world. Okay, because a lot of these millionaires where I would work at, a lot of them, they would get services, like have somebody cut their lawn, or any extra service they wanted, they would have to pay for it. If they wanted somebody to just hang a picture up on the wall for them, where I worked at, they charged them for it. If they wanted somebody to just put the furniture in their house, they charged them for it. They charge these millionaires for everything, okay? And a lot of and a lot of them out there, they will basically watch every dime. If there was a $10 unauthorized fee on a bill, because what they would do for the residents who lived out there, what they would do is anytime they have purchased something, they would automatically bill them for it, and they'll send them the bill. And a lot of these millionaires, they wasn't aware of the fact they was getting billed for so much stuff. I mean, even because they also had a nursing home out there too. So even if one of the residents of the nursing home who was bad off needed extra tissue, they charged them for that. They charged them for everything. And I would have millionaires at my old job that would complain if they saw $10 extra on their bill. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, damn, you a billionaire. Why are you worrying about somebody taking an extra goddamn $10? Them billionaires, they keep up with every goddamn penny. You is not going to get over somebody who got money. I say that to say this. For Jeremy Meeks, what he's not understanding is he's going to get more than what the hell he signed up for. Okay, because one thing about these millionaire people, they will not let you come in close up on their money any kind of way. And what it looks like to me is basically she bought him as a boy toy. She bought him as a boy toy. Every time paparazzi catches these two together, she got a shopping bag, he got a shopping bag, they out eating, they out dining, you can just tell they're spending all of this money, you can tell, she's spending all this money on him, she's splurging, but I guarantee you, she would never let him just have access to her money all kind of way. I'm quite certain that as long as he's with her, whenever he wants something, he's going to have to go through her to get it. She's not just going to give him her black card and say, okay, here you go, baby. Go ahead and shop, have a good time. I notice every time they shopping, you notice him and her is always together. Mark my word, she's going to be one of those clingy ass rich valley girls. He's not going to be able to just use her, take her money, and go hang out with his homeboys and go ball out in the strip club. To me, she looks very clingy. I don't know about y'all, but that is what I'm peeping. To me, she seems clingy. To me, every time I see him in the street, she's always with her. They're always together. And I know it's going to come a point when he's going to want some space. He's going to want to do his thing, because you still got to remember he's a convict. That's not going to change. He's going to want to do his own thing. He's going to want to run the streets. He's going to want to, do his own thing. I don't care how much money she gives him. He's not going to want to sit around playing Jane for the rest of his life. He's not going to want to be a puppet to her for the rest of his life. Eventually, he's going to want to do his own thing. And I just strongly believe that somehow, in some way, it's going to come back and haunt the both of them. Okay? Because whether she wants to admit it or not, she paid for him. She paid for him. She bought him because he was already somebody else's husband. And you have some women that do that. They feel like if they want something, you got women who feel like they could buy a man, like they could buy a Coach bag, like they could buy a pair of Versace shoes. Women will buy a man in a heartbeat if they feel like that's what they have to do in order to get him, to only find out now that you got him, you don't want to just keep spending money on him to keep his attention. You're gonna want him to eventually really love you for who you are. So I'm hoping their intentions are real, but I seriously doubt it, because to me she comes off as this rich, spoiled brat valley girl who used to get what she wants, and I believe she paid for him and she bought him, and because he's a convict and he's a hustler and he's an opportunist, he went ahead and he jumped on it. So I believe it's definitely going to come back to haunt the both of them. And basically, my fear for him is basically what he did was he got instant fame. It's not like he had fame all of his life, so he knows what to expect. People who get instant fame usually end up getting hurt the most because when you're not when you're walking to that world and you didn't gradually learn the ropes and you get fame instantly like that and you're not prepared uh for everything that comes along with the price of fame and it just walks up on you, it's a lot of things that you will agree to be dealing with that you're not really prepared for. So now that he's this ex-convict turned model, he's gonna have a lot of problems. Okay, it's bad enough. This basic billionaire broad took you from your wife, but guess what? It's still gonna be women out there that are still gonna try to hit on you, that are still gonna try him. That's still gonna happen. So my thing is, how long is he gonna be faithful with this plain Jane billionaire broad? I don't see it. I don't see him keeping his dick in his pants for the rest of his life just for her. I don't see it. And what women are not understanding is if you are dealing with a married man and he left you to go be with somebody else, you don't think he's not going to leave you to go be with somebody else? It's the oldest trick in the book. And you have a lot of women that are still falling for that bull crap, who still feel like dealing with a married man, nothing is wrong with it. And then you end up with the married man and you swear up and down he's not going to cheat on you. You swear up and down he's not going to come back and it's not going to come back and come on you. Karma is going to knock on this broad's address. Rest assured, karma is going to come back on the both of them because the only two things I see they got going in this situation is greed and selfishness. And it's both of them fault. It's not just Jeremy Meek's fault. It's not just Chloe Green's fault. It's both of their fault. Okay? Because basically he's an opportunist. But apparently she wants him so bad because of his looks. She probably never had a guy that good looking before in her life. She probably not used to getting any type of attention from any man because she's a basic plain Jane billionaire broad. She doesn't look all that great in the looks department. So for her, she's feeling like she hit lotto. And for him, it's the same thing. They both feeling like they hit lotto. Another point I wanted to make when women with money. And that's unfortunate. That's why I say, women with money, you have to be very careful because women with money, they will pay for anything. Some women get so desperate, they will go and buy a husband. They'll go pay for one. But what Jeremy Meeks is going to realize is when you're dealing with a family with a lot of money, it's a lot of rules. It's a lot of stipulations that's involved. Excuse me. He's going to find out that he's not going to get over as much as he thinks he is. He's not going to get over. He's going to have to basically kiss her ass and walk a fine line for a long time to be with her. If he wants to be up in that money and he wants to continue to have access to shopping sprees and access to all of these fancy, rich folks lifestyle, he wants to access to it, he's going to have to basically kiss this broad's behind. Because I doubt very seriously, her father is no dummy. Her father is a millionaire. And most millionaires, they are not dumb. They know that most people are going to try to befriend them or get with their children or be with people in their family on the strength of their money. So I'm quite sure her father has already schooled her. He's already prepared her. He's not going to be able to just walk up in there and get her black card, swipe, swipe, swipe. I guarantee you, anything that he's getting is off of a little bit of change he's making off through his modeling gigs. But anything else he wants, he's going to have to go through her for it. He's not going to just have access to her money. I doubt it, because millionaires are funny with their money. Exactly, Clinton Jackson. That is my whole point that I'm trying to make. They are not with each other out of love. All of that's been with a dollar. And in the words of Pastor Jakes, whenever you start a relationship off an agenda, it is not going to last. Anytime you get with somebody under false pretenses, the relationship is not going to last. It is doomed to fail. And it's definitely going to happen. Because I believe he's going to find out he's going to bite off more than he can chew. He's going to get tired of being this female's boy toy. Because to me, that's how he's coming off. He's coming off as a boy toy that she done paid for. And they think they are deceiving the world by acting like they so in love, acting like they really for each other, acting like they really want to be together. It's all a crock of bull. And it's going to come back to haunt them in the worst way. But on that note, I thank all of you for stopping by, rocking out, hanging out with your girl, Lady Mocha, here at Cafe de Paris. The moral of the story is be careful for how you get with people. Okay, because it could come back to haunt you, all right? If it's not out of love, it's definitely at some point or another, it's going to come back to haunt you if you're with somebody for the wrong reasons, okay? If you didn't get a chance, I already stated to all of you, if you want a sample of my book called DNA Dick and Attention, a Black Broken Woman's Disease, make sure you hit up my email at cafedeparis79 at yahoo.com, and I will be glad to give you a sample of that book. So when the book is finished and it's done, you can decide if you want to buy the book or not. I give you the free sample. There's no obligations. You don't have to buy the book if you choose not to. But if you think you'll be interested and reading my book, make sure you hit that email and I will be glad to send you a sample. It's been lovely hanging out with all of you, and y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll be hollering out y'all soon. It's your girl, Lady Mocha, and remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I will always break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll be uploading some new material very soon. Take care. Bye.